I want to ask you to go a little bit further into the notion. Now we're seeing people who are coming out, including Bin Laden's son, who says this is totally illegal. You assassinated my father. I thought America wasn't in the assassinations business. Is this an assassination? I mean, parse that one legally for me.
We don't assassinate heads of state. Right. That's unlawful. So far as this is we're at war.
Yeah.
I mean, even
so he's
President,
an enemy combatant. You don't call that an assassination.
You don't call that an assassination, and I mean this is a ground ball.
Yeah. Okay. What about is Bin Laden the first? If we go down the list, Bin Laden, check. Zawahiri, check. Are we going to go? Is this the first of several roundups that we're going to see? Well,
this of course wasn't a roundup. This was
well, but a raid.
Right.
Okay.
This was a raid and a killing, but the point is not. I mean, obviously, it'd be nice to have all the people on the checklist, but at some point, you're going to get down to somebody who is not symbolic, right, but is important, and who it would be valuable to talk to. As to that person, it would be far better to capture than to kill. And we don't have in place an interrogation program that's worthy of the name that we can use to elicit what information that person has.
So in other words, if we had taken Bin Laden alive and brought him to wherever, Guantanamo Bay, whatever, to interrogate him, we have no methodology to deal with that?
We are limited by presidential order to the Army Field Manual. That applies to all employees of the United States government. And so we have two default positions from that. One is a drone, which of course, after somebody gets hit with a drone, it's one-sided conversation if you try to question it.
Right.
Second is turning him over to somebody else, like the Afghans or the Iraqis, where number one, he isn't going to be treated nearly as well as he's treated by us. Number two, we don't have any control over the questioning, and it's difficult to rely on the intelligence.
So we really have gotten no place then as far as how do we deal with enemy combatants. We bring them, just the Army Field Manual is our one guide.
Correct.
Yeah. What do you think is next?
I think...
we're now getting, as you pointed out, you were head of the FBI as well as Attorney General. Are we going to now find a whole treasure trove of stuff that allows us to just wrap up al-Qaeda?
According to the reports that I've seen, we have found a treasure trove of stuff. And the question is what we're going to do with it.
Right.
And what we should do is, as much as we can do, as fast as we can do it. You push every advantage. And that's why I think we ought to have in place an interrogation program so that when we pick somebody up, we don't have people scratching their heads over where to send them and what to do.
And do you think Catherine Herridge's point is correct, that by continuing to sort of look back and reinvestigate closed investigations of the CIA, that what this will do going forward is putting a real chill effect on anybody who works for the government?
That's been ongoing for the last couple of years. In fact, the people who are sticking around are largely people who think they may be under investigation so that they can get access to their personnel records. A lot of other people have left.
Oh my gosh, I hadn't even thought of that. Because the other thing I think most people don't understand is if you're investigated by the government as a government employee, you don't get free lawyers. You have to go out and on your own money, on your own salary, go hire a lawyer to protect you. Even if you've done nothing wrong, you still have a major financial outlay.
Interestingly, when a hue and cry was first raised over the reopening of these investigations, Leon Panetta said, we're going to provide lawyers for these folks. And I would like to know where it is, on what line item he plans to get the money to do that, because I don't know of any authorization for, I would love to see it, but I don't know of any authorization for their retaining lawyers on the CIA's ticket.
Well, maybe Dave Petraeus takes care of that when he goes to the CIA.
Well, maybe he can, quote, find some money.
Find some money. We've certainly found money in the past for Iraq and Afghanistan.